One of my favorite childhood series, Dinosaur King, definitely has a special place in my heart, and I hope it has a special place in yours here. So, yeah, without further ado, let's begin here. So, today, for everyone's favorite childhood dinosaur kick butt series and stuff here, but, we're going to be putting it against a verse, but not just any verse here. We're going to be using Heisei. All right, one of the best Godzilla verses of all time. Far better and far more original than the MonsterVerse, I'll tell you that. Pretty sure I'm going to have someone come at me in the comment section, but again, Heisei slams. And we're going to be putting it against we're going to be throwing it, excuse me, I should say here. The king of dinosaurs, the lord of fire himself, Terry. So, obviously, we are going to have to go over the rules for this one. So, Terry will be having all his forms from the TV show, or the anime, excuse me, from the anime, the games, and the manga. Yeah, Dynasty King has a manga. It's actually pretty good from what I've been able to at least get my hands on and kind of, study and read through it. We'll also be giving Terry a size increase. Basically, he'll be in the same length or the same size as Godzilla from the Heisei-Verse, which is around 328 feet tall when you convert 100 meters to feet. So, yeah, he's pretty big. And we'll also be giving Terry his movesets from the anime only. So Volcano Burst, Tail Smash, Net Crusher, what's it called? Trying to think. Critical Block, Tag Team, Fire Scorcher if needed. Matter of fact, no, we're gonna take that one away because that one actually drains his health here, so we're not gonna use that. Heat Eruption, Magma Blaster, and Ultimate Fire. So with all those moves here, we'll be doing that, okay? And for movies, yeah, we're gonna just go at them in order. Yeah, so from Godzilla to versus Biolate, all the way to Godzilla versus Destroyer. Actually, it's not that many movies and not that many fights to really go through. So yeah, and we'll also be putting Burning Godzilla only for this one, so we don't have to scale multiple different Godzillas from multiple points, right? So the Heisei verse isn't hard to scale. You could easily get it to hyperversal, like pretty easily with Space Godzilla bending super gravity. Super gravity is a 12th dimensional object, so that should be pretty simple to scale, right? Then for their lower ends, I know a lot of people, including myself, would put them at solar system. But then again, with them also being confirmed in multiple guidebook entries here to be above the excuse me, being above the Showa series or the Showa era of Godzilla, this actually could put them at a much higher base here, which isn't even remotely like funny at all here. Because if you guys remember, Showa series has fourth dimensional scaling. And again, Heisei is beyond that by the first movie pretty easily. So, in all honesty, we have a Godzilla who at base would be universal consistently because again, he consistently gets stronger and stronger throughout the entire series. And that first movie, the Godzilla vs. Biolate, where it all started, right, is stronger than the Showa era, which has fourth dimensional universal level feats. I know it's absolutely insane, isn't it? But yeah, I think that should pretty much cover, right? Base scale versus their highest scale, easily universal to hyperversal pretty easily. And I mean, what can you expect? It's Godzilla for crying out loud here. Now, let's talk about Dinosaur King and their scaling. I've made around 2 scaling videos for them, an updated one and obviously the old one where I had nothing but video games on it because I didn't know how to really post or make videos back then on YouTube. Crazy how time flies, right? But Terry should scale massively above the Cosmos Stones and the Dark Pterosaur. Now, what are both of these things, right? And why would I say Terry scales above them? Well, I'll get into that because the manga actually gives a solid indicator of how strong super dinosaurs are. But yeah, Terry being above the Cosmos Stones isn't like a bad thing, considering the sheer fact that in his chibi form, or his, kid form, or restrained form, he's actually able to swallow and hold the power of a Cosmos Stone within his body. The Cosmos Stones are all individual universes containing alternate timelines for those individual universes, possibly making them miniature multiverses as well. Now, see, this is important because with their spectral armor form, they would actually scale above the Cosmos Stones, meaning they would all scale above a multiverse that's like literally in their bodies. But in the manga, and here's the funny thing, right? Their super forms scale over that, like they just get vastly higher. Keep in mind, the dinosaurs, the main six, had to combine their attacks to breach the Dark Pterosaur, which was confirmed to destroy all of time and space. And in the manga, they have more power than, well, those forms. Meaning individually, they would exceed all six of them combined with their Dinotector forms, or their Dino armor, right? So Terry, being one of the top two, if not the strongest member of the group here, considering he's ragdolled each and every member here and taken attacks from them, he should be stronger than a large portion of them. And keep in mind that these dinosaurs, or the main six, would scale above other dinosaurs, which would also be able to achieve these super forms and being able to not only destroy the Cosmos Stones, which actually give the person the power to rewrite and to even destroy time and space, even making their own timelines and etc. And this would also make them above the Dark Pterosaur, or having them able to control the Dark Pterosaur, which could destroy all of time and space pretty easily. So, yeah, Terry at his base is universal, while his highest end, you can easily get him to baseline hyperversal or complex multiversal plus. So, without further ado, let's begin with the first one, Biolante. Now, Biolante is, I'm not saying she's fire. No, by no means. She's a formidable monster. But doesn't quite scale to the later monsters here. You see, Biolante does have her acid spit, her tendrils, and everything, right? And keep in mind, excuse me for not saying this earlier about everyone in both verses, but they're easily faster than light. Godzilla scaling to Space Godzilla and to his projectiles pretty easily. Other monsters being able to react to that and react to his atomic breath and stuff like that. Yeah, faster than light. Then you have Terry, who's able to react to light dinosaurs, dodging their attacks and being able to outmaneuver their blasts, which would again put him at faster than light. Now, Terry should be able to easily deal with Biolante because, again, he could just easily burn her with Volcano Burst, pulverize her with Magma Blast, and just, tear her apart pretty easily and pretty simply. Plus, he would actually be way too fast for her, as he's definitely, Biolante's mobile, but not as mobile as Terry, let's be honest here. Next up, King Ghidorah. And again, remember, this is Heisei King Ghidorah. As a matter of fact, we're just going to go all the way to Mecha King Ghidorah just to kind of get it here. And believe it or not, this is actually where Terry could deploy the move Tag Team. Now, what is Tag Team in Dinosaur King? Tag Team is a move that allows the user to summon Papasaurus. Now, again, keep in mind Terry was the original owner of this move, right? And this move could block everything. Like, there are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This Papasaurus can actually tank all these attacks here and just not feel them. Like, you can't even beat the creature with, like, basic or standard attacks here. It has to, like, give up on its own will. And the thing about it is, Terry might go into his Dinotector armor just to give him a little bit of edge here. And in all honesty, he should be able to take out King Ghidorah like it's nothing here. I mean, not like it's nothing. He definitely gets it done here, but I'm just saying, like, with Mecha King Ghidorah, how the armor and stuff works, the weaponry and stuff like that. Plus, I'm gonna be real, he didn't hold up too well against Godzilla's atomic breath when it started really going through like his wings and stuff. But it's Heisei Godzilla. He constantly gets stronger. So with that being said here, with Papasaurus blocking everything from gravity beams to whatchamacallit, to some of his claw cannons, some of his spears and stuff like that. And again, Terry could easily use that to blindside the three-headed dragon here and just go in and tear his wings off, use it to, get a neck crusher. And that would actually be low-key. It would actually be funny. Like, imagine Terry running at or going like right underneath Mecha King Ghidorah, throwing him up in the air and just trying to break all three of his necks with a tail slap. Oh man, it would be some actual irony with that. I'm not even gonna lie here. And again, the sheer fact that Papasaurus can just come in and block everything, nullify everything just about here. But this would lead us to our next ability, if that doesn't work here, critical block. You see, this is when Terry can actually summon velociraptors and nullify an opponent's abilities permanently. Now, it doesn't not get rid of their physical attributes, like their strength, speed, and durability. They can't use their attacks and stuff like that here. So again, combine the fact that, again, these creatures can attack you continuously and continuously nullify your other powers and abilities, like your energy-based attacks or any other moves here. So basically, King Ghidorah would not be able to use like his gravity beams or his hurricane winds. He would be able to fly if he gets out of range enough here, but I doubt Terry would allow him to do that, considering the fact that that Tyrannosaurus can jump, like really jump. So in all honesty, yeah, Terry kind of just goes through it pretty easily. Next up, we have Mothra and Batra. And believe it or not, I'm probably going to keep this a bit short here. They should be able to beat Mothra and Batra, or Terry should be able to beat Mothra and Batra pretty easily here. With, again, critical block. Now, again, the poison scales and powder, plus it being a 2-on-1 here. Yeah, Terry can only just summon like just the velociraptors for this one, and maybe even use heat eruption to throw them off their game. Maybe one of them gets hit by a meteor, even though they can divert meteors. I'm not sure if it was physical or via their actual powers and stuff here. But again, Terry should be able to win this, as he could easily divide and conquer, summoning Papasaurus or summoning the raptors to either block and nullify and attack Mothra or Batra. And then he should be able to finish one of them off in a high difficulty. Next up, we have Fire Rodan. And this is actually going to be a pretty fun one, in my opinion. I love me some Rodan here. The way he just constantly, was pecking the absolute mess out of Godzilla. And just... and just, trying to poke this man's eyes out with his beak. And the sheer fact that he was doing this pretty consistently within the movie, him being able to cause sonic booms. He has his uranium beam and stuff like that there. Rodan is just, a full-blown nightmare here. And again, he's also able to take attacks from Super Mecha Godzilla, which we'll get into in a little bit. Now, again, I could just say Velociraptor, block it, Terry gets to work. But in all honesty, Terry could win this in a one-on-one. Rodan should be stronger than Mothra and Batra, considering he is fighting a much stronger Godzilla from that, that should have gotten a lot stronger than from that movie, obviously, right? And with Rodan here scaling to a much stronger Godzilla, it's going to make for a pretty interesting fight. Now, Terry could possibly go into his super form to possibly even things out here. But again, I think I almost said special armor, a Dinotector Terry should be able to get the job done. And again, they actually do match up pretty well against each other. Rodan has the flight speed, while Terry has the combat speed and stuff there. Much more agile, much more maneuverable and stuff like that. I mean, y'all saw what he did to this old Tyrannus right here. I mean, that's just straight up just petty and devious. Like, you just treating him like a whole soccer ball. Like, dang, dude. And then, again, he can use some moves to throw Rodan off and stuff like Heat Eruption, Magma Blaster versus the Uranium Beam. Because remember, Terry's the same size as Heisei Godzilla. So his attacks are also upscaled at that point. So it's absolutely ridiculous. Next up, we have Super Mecha Godzilla. And I can actually make the argument that Terry does go into a super form here. There's no way around it. Now, Mecha Godzilla's diamond armor and his reflector are definitely going to be some of the biggest problems here. And believe it or not, yeah, I definitely think Terry's going to go into a super mode here. The reason why I do say that is because, well, Mechagodzilla, or Super Mechagodzilla, excuse me, is pretty much just armed to the teeth here. Ain't no stopping him. Ain't no stopping that machine. I mean, dude has every weapon possible at his disposal here. But again, the way I see it happening is Terry using his super form in combination with whatchamacallit, oh, I can't believe I forgot it. Papasaurus, excuse me. Blocking every single attack that Mechagodzilla throwing his way here and using that to his advantage to get around, maybe get by him, and then try for more physical-like attacks here. I mean, sure, eventually Godzilla did win against Super Mechagodzilla, but that was after he absorbed Fire Rodan's very soul, or radiation and stuff like that here, and became stronger. Alright, it's absolutely ridiculous here. Now, this is where I could actually see Terry stopping, which is with Space Godzilla. Despite Velociraptors, despite Papasaurus, you know, all that good stuff here. Yeah, I don't think Terry can really get past the telekinesis fast enough before Mechagodzilla starts, Space Godzilla, excuse me, starts just slamming him around and just pretty much ragdolling him at that point here. Now, it is pretty interesting to actually think about it, though. Because, yes, Dinosaur King has dealt with, you know, dinosaurs like Megalosaurus and stuff like that there. Or in those universal margins, capable of using their telekinesis. But I would have to really argue that Megalosaurus telekinesis is much more powerful or just as potent as excuse me, as Space Godzilla here. I swear, I keep trying to say Mechagodzilla. I don't know why. But again, the thing is, Space Godzilla has a lot. And again, Terry using the Velociraptors could nullify it, but then the telekinesis could come into play before they even reach him. And again, Space Godzilla is the one that pretty much just gave the scaling in the first place. So he's incredibly powerful. Using the super gravity, his telekinesis, his spatial manipulation and stuff like that there. Yeah, there is no reason why Terry should be able to beat this. Can he? Maybe. It's not like the same situation with Gao Naga and stuff like that there from Colossal Kaiju Combat. Gao Naga could do it. But again, it definitely did depend. Terry, however, even with his super form, if he does use the super form, I could argue him possibly using an ultimate fire to get past it. Maybe if he uses it to like ram Space Godzilla as hard as he can, destroy the shield, get a hold of him, use the Velociraptors and stuff like that there. But that would take a lot for me to actually like go into that. And since he doesn't beat Space Godzilla or may just barely get past him, that means he's not beating the final two on this list. He's not beating Burning Godzilla with his ever-increasing power and becoming, you know, infinitely more powerful with the infinite spiral ray, right? And then there's Destroyer. Yeah, wrap it up. Even with the Velociraptors and the Papasaurus, Destroyer is more than likely enough to fling them like flies. And the same with, well, Burning Godzilla. This doesn't get rid of his nuclear or, you know, thermonuclear properties. So, yeah, that means a lot of things are getting melted here. Probably not Super Terry. I think he should be able to tank it or at least endure it for so long. But again, with that amount of energy and a much stronger Godzilla, yeah, I don't really see Terry doing too well here. So in all honesty, Terry does get pretty close if you do argue he gets past Space Godzilla. But overall, that's all I got to say for today, you guys. Please comment down below, like and subscribe and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I hope y'all have a blessed day.